next chapter, your best chapter. Hallelujah. How can it be? What's up, y'all? If you are here, go ahead and type your name in the chat. What's up? How y'all doing? I see y'all coming back in. What's going on? I'm not sure if you all. There it is. Come on, y'all. Y'all ready? Let's go ahead and get this started. I'm going to be mindful of your time. Let me see. There we go. I see them good mornings coming in. All right, let me know where you're coming from, where you're tuning in from. We're going to go ahead and get started. Try to keep us on time today. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and pull up my presentation. I'm excited. It's been a minute since I've been able. Cece Richmond in the house. What's going on? Good morning from Texas. We got a couple of people from Texas. What's going on? All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and get try to get my slideshow up for you guys. This is gonna be fun because check this out. Hold on. I wonder if I go live, can I stop the live shopping? I don't know. I ain't gonna mess with it though. All right, well, come on in. I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen because I do not want to take up the time. All right, just type below when you can see my screen. Type below when you can see my screen. Boom, mic check. Taria sent you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Awesome. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. I want to teach you some of the things that you need to master online events. And just like I've been telling you all week long, I've been telling you guys, I'm going to use the word masterclass. I'm going to use the word webinar. I might even use the word boot camp throughout this entire training that we're going to do. And I'm going to try my best to get through this information, and then I'll share with you an opportunity to go ahead and work with myself, my team. So I just got, y'all are fast. Good God Almighty. I was scared to say. I just put a poll up. Oh my goodness. 80% says I've never done a webinar before. Wow. Okay, that's good. That's good to know. So I'm gonna leave the poll up for just a second. So what are the number one things that you have to know in order to be effective in this space is be able to prospecting, right? You have to be clear on who you are speaking to, because if you are not, you can potentially attract the wrong audience. So you're going to find out, you're going to hear that messaging is a very crucial part of this process. Wait a minute. Let's go back. And the process is not perfect, all right? So that's how we just gonna start it off like that. And then I want you to get clarity. So let me stop and let me ask you a question. I want you to put in the chat, because I can actually see the chat. Apparently, y'all can't see the chat, but I need y'all to talk to me throughout this training today, right? So if number one is prospecting, I want you to type in the chat, who is your audience? Who's your ideal client? Who is your ideal client? Let me turn all my ringers off. Y'all turn y'all ringers off, because we finna learn today. We'll close the chat. I'm going to close the poll in just a second. All right, because we're still around 80% that have never hosted a webinar before. All right, so I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to close the poll for now. All right, so Christian married women, I see. Anybody else want to type in? Hopefully you guys are not driving, but type in your audience that you serve. I can see the chat over here, so I'll every now and then I'll kind of peep over there, see who's over there talking to me. The second thing you need to get is clarity around the problem that you solve. And we talked a little bit about this. I'm very, very huge on making sure that you understand the symptoms, not only the problems, but being able to identify the symptoms that they have so you can diagnose the real problem that your audience has. And then the last thing that you need to be really clear about is the results that you provide. People actually buy results, all right? So what results are they going to be able to get by working with you? So over the next 45, 60 minutes, we're going to be talking about how you can really use webinars, master classes to 10x your impact and your income. All right. So listen, if you are tired of not monetizing live streams and or social media, right? A lot of times we're told that we're supposed to be posting on social media constantly, but you're not really getting the engagement back that you want. You're definitely in the right place with me. If you're ready to make money from your message, how many of you are ready to monetize your message? Type in the chat, me, right? I'm a type too. Look, like, I'm a type because I'm always ready to monetize my message, right? And some of you have even said to me that, because I sent out an email that said, what's really stopping you from hosting your first webinar? And the response was, I don't know where to get started. I don't know how to pitch my core offer. I don't know, if I have enough content. Like, these are some of the things that were said to me. So if you're not meeting your revenue goals in your business, then hang with, just stay tuned. We're gonna walk through this, right? How many of you are reaching your revenue goals? Or is anyone reaching their revenue goals or would like to go beyond their current revenue goals? Let me see who's on here so far. Because they're still coming on in. Hey, Evelyn, I did get your message. I know you wanted to chat. Lolita and teamed in a couple of times. What's up, Eric? Nice to meet you. Last name Tyson. Pleasure to meet you. Yvonne, I'm excited. All right, so if you did not hear me earlier, I asked that, what did I say? Oh, tell me who your ideal client is. So I see I got some new people that are still jumping on. I want to meet my revenue goals. Lucille, I'm so ready for you to get your message out to the masses. And so for those of you that just joined, I did put the poll back up. If you could answer the poll real quick. Perfect. So now we're at 83%. I want to close it down. 83% that have never. So majority of you that are here with me have never hosted a webinar. So that's always good to know. All right, so let's keep it rolling, right? So here's what you're going to learn. You're going to learn that the online events that generate ongoing leads and the strategy to create consistent cash flow in your business. And the thing about it is, sorry, y'all, I like to get comfortable when I teach. So, and I'm going to go ahead and leave my camera on so y'all can know that your girl is here, okay? A lot of times I go back and forth between leaving it on and leaving it off. But again, this is something that I want you guys to see. Like, this is what I'm doing, right? Like, I'm doing my presentation. I am visually showing you, hey, I'm here. If I wanted to, I could turn my camera off. I'm not going to get into the nitty gritties of actually teaching like webinar techniques. I do have my Logitech camera on. I got my lights up. I actually got a Canon in front of me, but I'm going to work on that another day. So if you take notes, y'all, Logitech C920, I think that's what it is. That's the camera I'm using. I know Lucille knows about the light up mic. It's my HyperQuest mic that I'm using. So hopefully you guys hear me loud and clear. That's right. Listen, you see I got on a branded tee, Yvonne. So you know us entrepreneurs in this space, we do want our branded tee. So you do have an audience. Okay, so I love it, love it, love it. So here's what I want you guys to know. Knowledge is the new currency. Knowledge is a new currency. People will pay you more for what you know than what you do. So think about it. There's 80% of you under the sound of my voice that have never used a webinar or never hosted a webinar before. And so how many of you would touch and agree that if you could pay under $1,000 of how to fast track to use webinars, you would pay under $1,000? I just want you to comment real quick before I move on, because knowledge is the new currency. This is something that I have been doing for a little over 8 years in my business. And if I could show you for less than $1,000, would you be willing to invest? There's 80% of you under the sound of my voice that do not have the know-how of how to monetize this, but you know that I do. And it's the same thing for you. You have an audience that's waiting for you to show them the shortcut of how to get the transformation that you provide. And if you could offer it, and if you did offer it, they would be willing to be in, and they would willing to invest. So you mean to tell me only one person? Y'all must be driving. Y'all must not be in front of your computer. So I'm gonna ask this question one more again. Okay, I see some more coming in. I was about to say, if you could get the shortcut for less than $1,000, Yvonne, I thought I was here by myself for a second. Okay. But anyway, so okay, all right. I was about to say, am I talking to myself? I came out here live, coming in and to support into you guys to share my inside secrets. And y'all think y'all gonna be quiet? Let me tell you this. What you see right now is what you're gonna see in class. I do not allow y'all to be quiet or hide. If you are not willing to do the work, this is not for you. If you are not willing to get comfortable with knowing your worth, if you are looking for a quick fix, something that you can just make $1 million in 6 minutes or less, look, I ain't the one. I'm gonna tell you now, you might as well hang up, close it, go on about your business. Have a great day. God bless you. Love you. Back. But by the end, you'll know how to increase your revenue, literally using webinars, masterclasses, boot camps, you name it. All right. Couple of housekeeping rules. Number one, I'm gonna apologize. My son might be in the background playing this game, but y'all, I'm trying to talk close to the mic so y'all hear only me, right? But I have turned off my ringer. I have put everything on do not disturb, because what? I want to give you my undivided attention for the next 45 minutes or so, because we're already a couple of minutes in. All right. So, how to make money with any size audience using webinars, the exact method to share your message and build your list simultaneously. And then pretty much the secret, one simple tweak to 10x your impact and income. How many of you actually have a list? I do like to know how many of you actually have a list, and how many of you need to, tell me if you need to grow your list. I love to know if you need to grow your list, right? So I'm not gonna wait, because y'all, I think it's a little delay, and y'all either y'all being funny today. Y'all being funny today. Okay, cool. So listen, webinars are like the number one way that I built my list and create a lifestyle business. It is the most effective method to create a 6 and 7-figure business. Need to grow my list. Okay, awesome. I need to grow my list. Just getting started on my list. This is a perfect opportunity for you guys to grow your business. And webinars are the most effective method. Let me tell you something. For every influencer out here, the ads that you see, the big launches that you see, the retreats that you see, the masterminds that you see online, would you guys agree, or do you even know that behind every single one of those launches is a freaking webinar? Listen to what I'm telling you guys. I don't know if y'all are getting it. I was having a conversation with a business bestie, and I was just like, I need people to understand, like, these influencers are not getting to the 20,000 masterminds. They're not getting to the Cabo retreats by going live every day. They are building their list, and a lot of them are investing in paid advertisement, but they driving traffic to a webinar, you guys. They are literally driving traffic to a webinar. This is how they get those 6 and 7-figure business. So for me, I literally use webinars to launch online courses. The first course that I ever had was back in 2017. Anybody remember Webinar Success Blueprint? Let me see if any of my old students on here. I don't think so. Akila, what's going on, boo? What's going on? So I don't even think these are a lot of new individuals. So I don't see any of my WSB is what we called it, right? When I created WSB, that class was $35 a week when I started teaching Webinar Success Blueprint. All right. The first time I did the Webinar Success Blueprint launch, I think I may have made like $2,000. I invested in a coach and she showed me how to do product launches. When I did my product launch, I sold WSB for $10,000. It was my first 5K launch. You couldn't tell me nothing, right? But it was a rinse and repeat. And so somebody typed $10,000 because, like I said, I need y'all to talk to me. So this was my first 10K launch. And I was so excited. Like, I was like, oh, okay, so wait, this actually works. So then we did it again. And then we did $24,000. I was pissed. I was mad because my goal was what? Of course, 25. But I'm like, come on, celebrate the small wins, right? And then I believe 40% of the people who invested in Webinar Success Blueprint actually did the VIP version. They actually upgraded. Crazy, right? So how many of you will be excited to have 40% of your tribe upgrade into your VIP offer? Matter of fact, let me backtrack because some of y'all might not even have a VIP offer, but it's all good because you know what? I got you. But utilizing this vehicle, and some of you that have been with me or have been in my programs know that webinars is just the vehicle I use for transformation, but I teach so much more than just webinars. If you've been in any of my courses, even, courses, coaching, I teach so much more than just webinars, but webinars is the vehicle of transformation that I provide. Yep, we will offer virtual services. I love it. And so this has also been able to allow me to travel with my children. I can call them kids, but create a freedom-based lifestyle that we all enjoy. And also here's the thing too that we've shifted this year that I am super excited about is that created a multiple six-figure business that doesn't rely on my labor. It does not rely on my labor. And I want to be able to help you, each of you do this too. So you too, you can travel with your loved ones. How many of you got, I know some of you got children out there, right? Create consistent revenue on a monthly basis, not these revenue roller coaster months. Oh, they drive me crazy. Finally, time to hit your revenue goals in your business and stop having to sacrifice for the fear of not having money. We call that living, oh my God, I just saw a TikTok on it earlier today. Survival mode. It's time to stop living in survival mode. And so here's a perfect example. This was 2019. They've done it several times since then. But I literally watched this entire launch take place, right? Anybody remember this? Russell Brunson, Dean Graziosi, and Tony Robbins launched a 2-hour masterclass. Notice the terminology, y'all. Notice the terminology. 2-hour masterclass in 2019 that literally generated over $20 million. 3 mega influencers came together for a multiple 7-figure launch. There you go. I had this, I'm like 7-figure, 8-figure, multiple 7-figure launch, right? But that just tells you that they are not dead. And a lot of people ask me, are webinars dead? They're not dead. If they were dead, people would not be using them. So let me tell you the 3 type of webinars that you can do. So you can have a live webinar where you show up live in the building, ready to go, right? You can also do an automated webinar. So I typically do automated webinars in my business, especially if I know that I'm going to be traveling. I have kids who are in sports, so I like to know that I can generate revenue when I'm on the road, right? On demand. What does on demand mean? Anybody know what on demand means? I love an on demand webinar. So let me make sure. Okay, yeah. So those are the three types. So I want to get into my teaching. So the live webinars, they usually conduct in real time. They're conducted in real time, and the hosts are physically present at the time of the broadcast. Hey, hey. Automated webinars are pre-recorded broadcasts that are converting at a satisfactory rate. So Yvonne, I think Yvonne had asked me during the challenge, you don't think that I should automatically automate my webinar? Absolutely not. I don't want you to put an automated webinar into production and you're driving traffic to it and you don't even know if it's converting. Got it? So I would rather you to perfect the automated webinar. I'd rather you perfect the automated webinar or perfect the webinar presentation, right? A webinar is nothing more than a signature presentation. Let me clarify that. A webinar is nothing more than you giving your signature presentation. Somebody type in the chat, signature presentation. That is all your webinar is a signature presentation, and you're delivering it from a virtual platform. All right, something similar to this. All right, so cool. All right, so here we go. So no, I do not encourage you to awesome. See, I love y'all that talk to me. Y'all know I like the engagement, the interaction. So satisfactory rate. A satisfactory rate is like converting at about 8 to 10%. Typically 3 to 5%. Write this down. Typically, webinars convert from 3 to 5%. 8 to 10% is really good. Write that down. 3 to 5% is average. 8 to 10% is really good. So you should be, these are numbers that I tell my Webinar Success monthly membership. This is what you should be looking for. If you ain't showing up to the membership classes, shame on you. And if you're not watching the replay, shame on you. All right, we'll talk about that later. I ain't calling no names. But once you get a converting webinar, it's a fantastic thing to automate and make passive income for us entrepreneurs. Anybody want to make passive income? Type it in the chat. Passive income. Type it in the chat. So I know you're like, so what is on demand? On demand is, I don't know about y'all, but I'm a 2 a.m. kind of work person. Like I'll wake up at 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m. Sometimes I go right back to bed. Sometimes I don't. All right, it's cool. But these are also like pre-recorded broadcasts that allow users to watch immediately upon registration. So when you registered for this, you had to wait for me to go live, right? You had to wait for the button to go live. So what happens is when I want you to be able to watch this and boom, you can automatically start watching it in the next 5 minutes, in the next 4 minutes, in the next whatever, top of the hour, right? That's why you use a webinar platform so that you can actually create the on-demand webinar. Making sense? Yes or yes. So this is for my people that say, well, I don't think that, I don't think I can use it for my industry. Whatever. Stop playing with me. Let me tell you something. Webinars, I've seen webinars that are used to sell mobile homes. I see some of my students now. So real quick, type in the chat if you remember when Webinar Success Blueprint was $35 a week. I do this so y'all can know I ain't making this stuff up. All right. And I hope that person is not driving. So if you remember, type it in the chat. But anyway, so webinars are used to enroll people in courses on selling mobile homes. I've seen webinars used for enrollment in network marketing companies. I actually had a client that we did a webinar for her. Oh, I always forget about this. I got to add this testimony in there. See, yes. So Letitia Nicole was in a travel network marketing company. She worked with me and she was able to take a webinar presentation and enroll new members into her y'all call them like the her downline. She actually won the contest for enrolling so many people in her downline that she won like this I don't know if it was a 4-foot trophy, 8-foot trophy. It was crazy. But that just goes to show you that it doesn't matter the industry that you're in. Affiliate marketing companies, They use webinars and they're able to generate revenue by selling somebody else's products. Any of you have a one-on-one coaching program? I've used webinars to sell tickets to my Get Ish Done event. So it really doesn't matter. Like you can literally use a webinar for anything. All right. Now, here's the other thing that I love about the webinars. So when you start to promote, hey, I'm hosting a training, hey, I'm hosting a master class, you are building the authority for your tribe. Like you're setting yourself up to be the expert in your industry, y'all. Listen to what I'm telling you. Then you're actually building your tribe. You are building a community of people who want to work with you. So many of you have just said, I need to build my list. I'm working on my list. So I always say, well, what are you doing for people to opt in? Well, I'm going live and I'm posting on social media. But what's the call to action? And so I tell you, you can see the screen, generate revenue, create a freedom-based lifestyle. But I'm so passionate about helping 50 women and or men to have their first 5-figure launch. If that is you, say me. I am really in a great mood today because I'm going to have somebody today. Okay. All right. Ask Gary Brackett. GB is my boy. So GB is former Ashley, hey boo, hey! I see y'all coming on in here. So ask Gary B. I call him GB, former NFL player out of Indianapolis Colts, Super Bowl winner, but literally came to me and wanted to start a coaching business. He's building his authority as an online coach using webinars to build a tribe. When he first started, he didn't have an audience, a list, or anything. And within the first 30 to 45 days, he built his list from 0 to 600 in about 30 days and put 600 people in a Facebook group and on his email list to launch his online course. Okay, somebody say list. So how many of you, this is the first time hearing the sound of my voice or the first time attending my training? Type in the comments, first timer. First of all, now this is what you get. Welcome. What's up, y'all? My name is DeKesha C. Williams, virtual COO and webinar strategist. Just to let you know, I left corporate America August 24th, 2011, and I'm still on leave of absence. You can type hashtag longest leave ever. But I left corporate America in 2011 so that I could be present for my children. I had to update these pictures too. I seen this. I said, let me go find some new pictures of my babies and I. Funny thing about it, I'm sitting in the same seat. Don't be laughing at me, Yvonne. I am. I'm sitting in the same seat when I left corporate America, where I could look out the window and see my kids get on off the bus for 1,288 days. But who's counting? At this point now, y'all, they 16, 22. Y'all know what time it is. Y'all know. Who knows what number my baby boy is? That's how I can tell my tribe members. Anybody know my baby boy number? All right, it's all good. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you. But this is what webinars has been able to do for me. Y'all, this is me on the sideline. I don't miss too many games. Remember I told you I love automated webinars? When I know there's a game on a Friday, a Saturday, y'all, you probably gonna attend an automated webinar. So I don't know if you can see right here. Can y'all see this on the screen? 44, baby. 44 is what? 44 is me. So yes, proud mom moment. Y'all see this? Y'all, a lot of you guys know who this is. So this is baby girl. This is my oldest, right? Wouldn't miss this for the world. This is what entrepreneurship is all about. Not missing these moments. This was the 2022 Eagle Championship. She was the actual Eagle 2002 Eagle. How do they call it? Eagle of the Year. Like she was the 2022 Eagle of the Year. So being an entrepreneur, utilizing this as a vehicle of transformation allowed me the opportunities to not miss events like this. I'm always there. Y'all know me. This was us in Hollywood, Florida. That's my nephew in the middle. But anybody love family time? Do y'all love family time? How many of y'all love family time? I don't know about you, but I love me some family time. So literally, that's me. Y'all know that I love and adore the babies. I mean, they all bigger than me at this point. No, baby girl she's still shorter than me. But y'all know I love some family time, right? So I'm going to share with you my 6-step system designed to help you build your list, make more money so that you can have more time doing the things you love without spending tons of dollars on Facebook ads or having a huge list. Y'all ready? Type ready in the chat. Let me do a quick check. Because I do this all the time. And I always tell you that my strategies help me get a 40% show rate on my webinars. So right now, we are at 53% show rate. Somebody type 53% show rate. Come on, somebody. Type 53% show rate. I do this every single time. I always do a check because I'm going to tell you, I can teach you the strategies. You got to implement them. Yes, baby. Yes. So most webinars, if you do not know, and it's probably in the slide somewhere, but I felt the need to teach you right now. Most webinar presentations get 30 to 40%. 30 to 40%. I show you how to get 40 to 50% every single time. Right now we have a 53% show rate. And honestly, I've only been promoting it for about 48 to 72 hours. Don't judge me, but I got y'all. All right. So the first thing that people tell me is that it's the fear of the unknown. They emailed me back this week and said, I don't know how to do it. Or I'm afraid that people won't show. It's all about your messaging. And so, you know how I know that you're afraid? When I tell my students to schedule a date, and then they start looking at me, that's how I know that fear shows up, because you start delaying the date. You don't schedule a date. You keep pushing the date back. You cannot allow fear to stop you from getting your breakthrough. Somebody type in the chat, no more fear. Just type in the chat, no more fear. Here's the thing, your blessing or your breakthrough is on the other side of your comfort zone. How many of you know that in order for you to do something that you've never had, you have to break past the comfort zone? And this is even me, y'all. I'm going to be real honest with you. Like, I don't like to do live events. I do not like to do them. They are outside of my comfort zone, but they generate a community. My clients love it, and they generate revenue, 5-figure, 6-figure revenue. Okay. But the only way I'm going to hit those milestones, those revenue milestones, is to break out of fear, y'all. You have to. No more fear. That's right. No more fear. So let me ask you something. What if you could click a few buttons and go live in front of your audience and share your message? That's literally what I just did. I clicked a few buttons. Boom. We here. We in the building. I never would have known that live events are, oh my God. Yes. Oh, Jesus. Woo. Ask my team. Let me tell you. And I think I said it at my live event. I was like, y'all, listen, there was a time during this whole process that I was ready to cancel as that boy. I so wanted to push it back. Fear. The same way y'all be pushing back your webinar dates, I was getting ready to push back the date of my live event. But I said, you know what? I am going to do it afraid. I don't care if it's not perfect. I don't care, whatever obstacles come against me. How many of you know that when you make a decision to do something, all hell breaks out? How many of you know that when you consciously make a decision to do something, invest in yourself, invest in something, all hell breaks out? Let me tell you something. Every single time I made an investment in a coaching program, this ceiling right above me has flooded, or the ceiling down the hall flooded. Do you realize my house flooded twice, 4 years to the date, to the T? Like tens of thousands of dollars of damage to this house, not once, but twice. Okay? I'm just here to tell you. So listen, if we live in fear, we'll never reach the goals. I didn't digress from the whole presentation. If we live in fear, we will never make the revenue goals that we design and desire for our lives and for our families. Come on, somebody. So I'm going to show you, if you're willing to learn, I'll show you how you can do exactly what I'm doing right now for you to tackle webinars. It's really, we overcomplicate a simplistic process. And so, what if you had, Chad, I told you, whoo, I feel it. What if you had templates, pre-designed webinar templates, like fill in the blanks? Like, I literally, some of my students are here right now. I literally give you scripts, click a link and import the whole funnel into your system. All right. Let me write this down because I got a bonus. And I want y'all, I want to remind y'all of this bonus. I know my son probably is like, who is she talking to? Bonus. Who gonna remind me about the bonus? Because I want to offer a bonus for those that take action today. I got a new bonus. And I just thought about it and I'm gonna put it in here for you guys. All right, so let me keep going because I ain't even finished. To be honest with you, a lot of people think that you have to be super techie. You don't. It only requires little technical experience to get started in this space, for real, for real. The other thing that people say is that, people aren't making money from webinars. Lies. Like I said, at the bottom in the back end of every online product launch, baby, there's a webinar. Take a look at a lot of these ads that you see. Click on them. Click on some of these ads. And I guarantee you that you're going to be in a funnel and it's going to be a presentation on there. Mark my word. You can DM me later and be like, you know what, DeKesha? You know what, D? You ain't never lied. You ain't never lied. So, and I hear this a lot of times when people say, well, I'm not going to be able to get 300 people on my webinar so I can have a 5-figure launch. I did a 5-figure launch with 80 people in a challenge. I did a 5-figure launch with less than 60 people on a webinar. Let me tell you something. The average rate of participation on a webinar is 30 to 50 people. Somebody write that down in the chat. 30 to 50 people. The average participation on a given webinar is 30 to 50 people. If you don't know by now, I have a partnership with Easy Webinar, and this came from the co-founder of the Easy Webinar platform. He literally told me majority of the webinars, they only have about 50 people on a webinar. How many of you feel like you can get 30 to 50 people on a webinar? Come on, y'all. 30 to 50 people? What if you could have a 5-figure launch with less than 50 people? Would you be willing to do the work? I asked you earlier, are you willing to do the work? So the thing about it is, because the way that these online masterclasses are designed, the messaging is designed to attract your ideal client. That's the reason why we do this. I don't want to be online and I'm just I'm pouring out like this to anybody online, because when it's online, when it's on live stream, when it's on Instagram Live, it's no guarantee that it's going to get in front of my ideal client. It's no guarantee that it's going to be in front of the person that has the problem that I solve. Like, my kids are on there, my parents are on there, high school friends are on there. Those are not necessarily my ideal client. So here is the thing that you can screenshot this. I don't know which side is my good side today, but when you position your expertise in front of the right audience, your conversion rate increases regardless of the size of the audience. Because now all of a sudden it goes from having a focus on quantity versus the focus of quality. I'd rather have a quality or qualified audience than this big audience of people that don't even want to hear what I'm saying. They just on my email list because they lurking. They just don't see what DeKesha launching next, right? Delete. Okay. I'd rather know that when I send out an email and I ask, yo, why you not doing webinars in your business? And they actually respond to me. So thank you for all y'all that did respond. So let's keep the party going. All right. Is this helping you guys? Yes or yes? So when you move from speaking to everyone, and this is why I talk about making sure that you really get niched down into your audience, it is so very important that you are speaking to the audience, to the person that you can actually help, right? Because when you move from speaking to everyone and convert to speaking to the one, you really position yourself to make money. So when you say, I help so and so and so, I help, and I want you to write it. So write it in the comment again. Who do you help? When you start speaking to I help, That's who you are going to track. Don't tell me that I help entrepreneurs. What type of entrepreneurs? Do you help new entrepreneurs, seasonal entrepreneurs, female entrepreneurs, male entrepreneurs? Like, who do you work with? Right? So I personally know that my audience, 80% of my audience still work a full-time job. I know that. So a lot of times I host a training at night. My classes are at night because I know they work during the day. All right. One of the things that I do is a lot of people say, see what I'm saying? Start a business owner. Thank you, Evelyn. So a lot of people say, well, I can do live stream. I can go live in my Facebook group. I love it. Y'all ready for this? So when you live stream online, can you track who watched it if they ain't comment? I'm gonna ask this again. I know when you go live in your Facebook group and you make an offer, how do you track who watched it if they didn't comment? I just helped somebody. I just saved all y'all life. God almighty. I'm not telling you not to go live. I'm just saying I use live stream for awareness. Write this down. And I use webinars for conversion. Write that down. I use live stream for awareness and I use webinars for conversion. That's a nugget. Get a nugget, share a nugget. The last thing that I hear all the time is webinars will not work in my industry. I've already told you that webinars work for speakers, authors, coaches, network marketers, CBD oil. I'm going to leave it at the CBD. Fitness experts, you name it. Let me tell you something. We as entrepreneurs, educators, content creators, it is our responsibility to educate our audience to make a buying decision. Y'all got this? Y'all getting this? It is our responsibility to educate our audience to make a buying decision. So even if it's a CBD oil, even if somebody wants to change your life through fitness, even if it's in network marketing, it does not matter. Your responsibility is to educate you. Let me ask you something. We might be halfway through. I'm sorry. We're gonna keep going. How many of you feel like you learned something so far? And I still got to show you my 6 steps. How many of you feel like you learned something? Something is like, oh, I didn't even think about that. Have you gotten a nugget so far? Right? That means I am doing my job. My job is to educate you, number one. Period, point blank. Now, anyone who is selling a product has to provide information to the prospective client. That is what this platform is for, period, point blank. All right? So I use webinar as a vehicle used to transfer information to you so that you can make an educated buying decision. You can take a screenshot if you want to. All right. Now, when you identify that webinars is the vehicle, it's just the vehicle to take the prospect and transform them into your client, your profits will increase. That is why we do masterclasses. That is why we have webinars. That is why we have workshops, you name it, whatever. So as a single mother of 2, oftentimes it was hard for me to get up and travel to all the conferences happening in the country. When I left corporate America, I wasn't able to be a keynote speaker, y'all. That just wasn't for me. That I had to find something that worked for me, and it was webinars. I found the software that allowed me to teach, train, and facilitate from the comfort of my own home. So real quickly, there's 3 parts to the buyer's journey. Somebody write buyer's journey, right? The buyer's journey is awareness, consideration, and conversion. Awareness, consideration, and conversion. So the first stage is awareness. And I just told you earlier that I use live stream for awareness and I use webinars for conversion, right? So I saw Akila on here. Akila does podcasting. I know she has a podcast. So podcasting is a great awareness strategy, live streaming, social media, like LinkedIn Live. All of those things are great awareness strategies. But when you do those, you must know that you have to have a call to action. This is where you can drive traffic to your upcoming webinar, your upcoming masterclass. Then the next phase is the consideration phase. So this means that they're actually considering working with you, right? They've actually opted into your email list at this point. I use a challenge, right? I use the webinar challenge. I've used telesummits. I've used 4-hour workshops, right? And what that does is I use webinars for consideration because you're opting in to give me your information. So how do I stay relevant? Somebody type stay relevant, because everyone's not going to be ready to buy when you position your offer in front of them. Somebody type stay relevant. So how do you stay relevant? Automated email campaigns. When you get these people on your list, you can't ignore them. You have to send them, constant communication. And let me tell you something. Anyone know about Web 3.0? Look it up. So Web 3.0, you got to remember the iOS 14 update, it impacted Facebook and Facebook ads, the privacy. But did you know that the iOS 15 impacted email? So you have to be careful with your email open rate because it's not always accurate. You have to look at your click-through rate. Somebody write click-through rate. I came to teach today. All right. Somebody type click-through rate, because the iOS 15 update, it impacted like the email privacy and stuff like that. So you might have a higher open rate, but I want you to manage your click-through rate because that's what's important. But here is one of the reasons why, again, I love to do the webinar, because I can track every single last one of your behaviors. Remember, be mindful on how we receive payments in the future. Remember, I just told you I had a 53% show rate. Okay, so we still standing at 50%, right? So that means 50% of the people didn't show up. So my system is going to tag them that they registered and showed up. So I can market to them differently. So I'm looking at the behavior. I don't have to rely on just an email, like a registration. Now I can market to them in several different mechanisms, right? Several different methodologies, so that they can actually see this juicy training that I'm giving today, right? So these are some methods for consideration phases. This is the person that is on the fence about working with you. And so LaShonda Bracy. So just to give you a background on LaShonda Bracy, LaShonda does a challenge consistently. She does one every 6 to 7 weeks. She uses a webinar, and then she's enrolling them in her program. Before working with DeKesha, I was struggling to price and launch my signature product. Work with her, I've been able to create workshops with attendees who have turned into clients and ultimately scale my coaching and consulting business. Because of these results, I have a higher closing rate, and I've been able to earn $20,000 in 1 month. Somebody say 5-figure months. It's the newest technology for business owners. Stay awake, people. Click through rates. You got it. So conversion, awareness, consideration, and conversion. I use webinars, live events, workshops, boot camps, masterclasses for conversions, right? That's when you get people, your ideal client, right in front of you, and you position your offer. All right. So that's a conversion strategy. So a lot of you are probably doing a lot of these awareness strategies. How many of you actually have a lead magnet? Type lead magnet in the chat if you have a lead magnet, right? I know that's right. We're here for some 5-figure months. So if you have a lead magnet, you've mastered the first and second phase of the buyer's journey, right? All right. So you're doing the awareness because you're doing something for people to opt into your lead magnet if you are getting people to opt in. So if you're getting people to opt into your lead magnet, then I can't believe I don't have water. Then you've got the second phase. And hold on a second, let me see if my son can bring me some water. Never do a webinar without water. All right, housekeeping rule. So a lead magnet is it can be a quiz, a PDF, a checklist, or something like that you use in order to find people who have the problem that you solve. So for an example, I use the webinar checklist as a lead magnet or freemium, they call it. So it's a methodology that we use in order to get people on our list. So if you don't have one, that tells me that you don't have phase number 2, which is the consideration phase set up. My students that are in my product launch intensive, they literally set up their lead magnet in 45 days and they're promoting it now. Because if you're growing your business and building your list, it has to be done in steps, right? But you can also use a webinar, a free masterclass as lead magnet too, Evelyn. So don't sleep on it. So this is my girl KB, also known as Keisha Bass. So KB came in to get Ish Done coaching, and I'm just gonna read it. Before working with DeKesha, I was looking for a structured launch methodology for my business and program. So basically, she wanted a process, a methodology where she could take people through awareness, consideration, and conversion. Her program, Rock Your YouTube, was sitting on the shelf getting no love. After she joined Webinar Success Blueprint and Get Ish Done Coaching, she was able to launch the course online for the first time, and over 350 people registered for it. Because of these results, I was able to generate over $5,000 from launching one program. I think she actually went on to launch probably 5 figures. And so here's the beautiful thing about it now. She rinse and repeat. Somebody type rinse and repeat. All right, so we're going to go through the 6 steps methodologies that I teach. The first one is prospecting. Prospecting is all about understanding your ideal client. A lot of times, what I see, and this is one of the exercises in the challenge, it's a repeat. A lot of times what I see is people are struggling to get people to come to their workshop or their masterclass. And it's because when you're promoting or you're advertising, you're like, oh, come to my event, come to my event, come to my event. And I'm like, no, you have to promote the problem and service the solution. So one of the things that I sent out, I said, listen, I'm not playing today. I'm going to show you how to create revenue online and to generate lists. Like, that's it. So I'm literally speaking to somebody's problem. And so then I'm going to show you how I can help you with the solution. But in order to do that, you have to understand what they're struggling with and what's keeping them up at night, right? A lot of you all don't have a list. You don't know where to get started. You want to make money. You want to create this program. You have a program and you want to get more people enrolled in it. So you need a methodology, right? But I get that. I know that. So I craft a message that speaks directly to the problems that you have in your business, where you are. And a lot of times I can relate with them. You can relate with your audience. Why? Because we've been there. A lot of us were our own ideal client. You agree? Yes or yes, right? So what we do is we use this platform to address the problem and position the solution. I'm going to say that again. We use this vehicle to address the problem and then position the solution. That's how you make the sales. So you can sit on this pretty little presentation, or you can sit on this course that you want to help save the world. But if you never open your mouth to offer people the opportunity to work with you, you ain't gonna never make money. And I said it the way I want to say it. You ain't gonna ever EVA make money. Period. Rob Youngblood participated in a webinar challenge, and after day 3, this is when we used to use positioning questions. I've changed it up since then. But on his Facebook page and LinkedIn, out of the 25 responses, he was able to get on the phone with 3 people in one day and requested a proposal for programs totaling over $9,000. All right, and that was just from the challenge before we changed it. Now, the next thing is the resolution. What is the problem that you solve, right? Do you have an offer in place? How many of you actually have an offer? Because again, we still at 80% that never posted a webinar. How many of you actually have an offer? Just type offer in the chat if you have an offer. If you have an offer, just type offer in the chat. See some of y'all being real quiet, real quiet. Can't help you if you don't talk back to me. How many of you know that you can generate revenue before the course is even created? I teach my students how to make money before the course is even created. Business plan writing. Oh, I love it. Oh, you can have it. Lord have mercy. So, Monifa Groover, before working with DeKesha, I was always resistant to webinars, but I wanted to see if I could create another level of breakthrough in my business. After joining the Get It Done coaching program, I've been able to step outside my comfort zone. Somebody say comfort zone, and launch my first webinar. Because of these results, I've been able to close my first client. And let's just say it's the most money I ever made so far. I'm trying to think. Monifa made $3,000 with her first one-on-one client. Then she turned around and came on one of my summits and made another $3,200. Come on, somebody. Okay. And this was before the course was even created, right? Comfort zone. All right. So optimize. What does that mean? It means to build your own stage. Stop waiting for people to ask you to be on your stage. Create a space where people are coming where? To hear you, the expert. Type I am the expert. Listen, if you don't believe that you're the expert, they ain't gonna believe it. I'm just saying, okay? You have to believe that you are the expert. Yes or yes? Type I'm the expert. So use the webinar to build your list of people who are waiting to work with you. Here's a slide, y'all. I know what's in my slides. So 30 to 40% of the people that show up, not register, type show up. 30 to 40% of the people who show up become prospective clients. 30 to 40% of the people that are right here under the sound of my voice. Some of you all will take action today. Some of you all will take action in 6 months. Some will take action in 3 years. I don't know. But 30 to 40% of you all will become prospective clients. Y'all are in my pipeline and y'all finna hang out with me for a little while. I'm just being honest. But the thing about it is, I want to show you how to create that pipeline. And so here's the beautiful thing, y'all. I got a system. Hold on. Let me show y'all real. This ain't even a part of the presentation. So here's what I teach my students, y'all. Say what I want y'all to type. What am I doing? Deviated. Just audible. I don't know. Just type something. Y'all ready to show you? You want me to show y'all what I show my students? Are you guys familiar with pipeline? All right, I can't show you this one because hold on, let me find one. Don't have a lot of names in it. Okay, this is a good one. This don't have no names in it, but I want to show it to you because I want to prove a point. She said no. Show us. Share my screen. All right, I'm gonna share. Oh, it's my music in the background. All right, so real quick, right? Every time I do these, I'm literally giving y'all the goods now. So every time I do these webinars. So this right here is a system that I use, and I love to use this system. And I show most of my students have Keep, right? And I show them how to do this in Keep. My Keep just doesn't look like their Keep, so I still use this system. But I create a pipeline so I can follow up with my leads that come to my webinar. So every person that comes to the webinar is a lead, right? And then if they book an appointment, they're on here, right? How about you can automate this whole process, y'all? I'm gonna show y'all in my program how to automate this whole freaking process. And so Gwen is in our launch intensive program, and then Juanita is coming into the intensive program. But this is what you do, y'all, when y'all do y'all webinars. Like, this is why you do your webinars. You talk about building a list. We need a pipeline of some clients. All right, let me go back to my presentation. How many of you all will want to do this in your business? Like, have a list of leads. Y'all want a list of leads? Oh, I'm looking for fun to stop sharing. Y'all want a list of leads? Or is it just me? Like that's crazy, right? That's bananas. Like, I love that. Like, and what we do is we automate the process so that you or your team can just go in and literally follow up with your leads. Somebody type leads, more leads. All right, I'm sorry. Let me share. Let me go back to my presentation. All right, so let's focus. Let's focus, right? Perfect segue. All right, so and what does focus really mean? Focus just means to really get like tighten on your messaging, because I don't want you out here like pushing and promoting a message that does not bring in your ideal clients. So it's really focusing on your marketing message and understanding how to monetize your message. We show you how to position yourself as the expert in the field, but you guys, it's all about the messaging. If your messaging is off, it throws the entire funnel off. It throws the entire webinar funnel off. Type messaging. All right. Don't get lazy on me, y'all. Don't get lazy on me. I'm coming to an end. I'm almost done. Don't get lazy. All right. So, and then we have to focus. Here's the important piece on really crafting an enrollment close that leaves them asking for, how in the devil do I work with DeKesha? How in the world do I work with Lucille? How do I work with Evelyn? How do I work with Yvonne? How do I work with Ashley? How do I work with Larissa, Tammy, Deronda, Lisa? I see all y'all. Y'all thought I was gonna let y'all slide. Okay, I see y'all out there. All right, so listen, and then ignite. This is my favorite part, right? Because this is where we set the whole marketing strategy, marketing plan on fire. I also bring in experts into my programs, and so like we just had someone that came in and talked about Facebook ads, but this person is, you don't have to have a big budget. And this is what I love about her. But she literally showed them how they can run ads to their lead magnet, they can run ads to their webinar, and I love it because, she works with people. You can have $100, you can have $500, right? But you literally light the fire on your promotional strategy. We've got a speaker coming in July, that's going to be talking about how to use speaking gigs. I'm getting somebody to talk about the sales process. I'm getting someone to talk about LinkedIn. But also, what I just showed you, my follow-up system that increases. So when I showed you my show rate, or I told you my show up rate, so the process that we have increases your show rate to 40 to 50%, right? That's why I had y'all type 40 to 50%, and we were still standing strong at 50% when we did it. But also, the pipeline that I showed you is another follow-up process that helps you close up to 10%. Remember, I told you that most webinars close between 3 and 5%. That pipeline, you're so sweet. I love you. That pipeline will get you up to 10%. That is so good. Woo! All right. So here's the last piece, and that's transformation, right? This is the time, everybody type money. This is the time for you to own your space, be confident in providing your ultimate goal of transformation. I call it the UGT. That's right. Type money. And don't get it twisted. Like, it's not all about the money for us. I know a lot of us, it's not all about the money. It's about the transformation that you provide. It's about changing our lives. But God said that we will reap, what we sow. And so we will be, fruitful in our labor. So we will be able to monetize. I ain't trying to go to battle on y'all, but we will be able to monetize our work, from our labor, right? And so, we do have to, we do like to get paid, right? We do like to get paid for the work that we do, for the time and the effort that we put in with our clients. So I'm not saying that it's all about the money, but you do want to make money from all your hard work, y'all. Can y'all tell, like, my slides just are aligned with my messaging? Like, it just says what it is what it is. So here's the opportunity where some of you are like, okay, how many of you want to know how to do this in your business? Like, this is where I'm going to show you that the system will work if you work it. You have to do the work. So I want you to type yes if you are interested in knowing, how this can work for you. All right. So this is your time to own your space, be confident in providing the ultimate goal of transformation. And having an irresistible offer included in your webinar so you can convert your prospects to clients every single time. Do you want this in your business? Yes or yes? All right. Let me go back to the chat so I can see who says yes or yes. I see the money. Taffy said, I need this, right? So, perfect example, Taffy. Thank you for saying that. Like, you have to give a presentation where people say, I need this. I want this. What do I need to do? Y'all, God is working today. So this is your time, all right? So this type my time. This is my time. So I'm gonna tell you, I told you less than $1,000, right? All right, so let's review the framework real quick. Prospecting, right? Prospecting, understanding your ideal client, resolution, the problem that you solve, optimize, build your own platform, focus, marketing message, ignite, the marketing strategy, the marketing plan, put the baby on fire, transformation, that's where the money shows up. So, webinars have become the top method in generating revenue from home. Crystal Cunningham was in my Webinar Success Blueprint program. And let me tell you, for all my clients, I get on your email list. So before I worked with DeKesha, I was frustrated with building an audience and selling my signature program. After joining the Webinar Success Blueprint program, I've been able to wake up and find a total of 8 people who paid in full for the program. That number recently went to 16. Because of these results, I've been able to become more confident and challenge myself to grow into another level. And now she has the Confident course. Say, yeah, Crystal. All right, so who is this for? Speakers, authors, consultants, coaches also can benefit from the use of webinars. So here's what's next. Somebody said I needed this. So we have high converted webinars. I was like, what am I going to give these people to help them change how they implement webinars in their business? All right, so I have something for everybody. So will this work? Only if you do the work. All right. So the link is up there. It says join now. It's highconvertingwebinar.com, www.highconvertingwebinar.com. Here is what's included. And I remember I got a bonus that's not in here. I remember, I wrote it down, right? But I'm going to give you step-by-step training on how to create an irresistible offer so that people say, I need this, Taffy. I'm going to help you with your marketing message. We have certain softwares and I will review your stuff. Like, this is what we do to attract your ideal client. It doesn't matter the industry that you're in. I'm going to show you how to understand their pain points, how to do the research to understand their pain points so that they too will raise their hand. Who is ready? And then a powerful promo. We have, it used to be 12 to 18. I used to do 12 to 18. But the last time I taught this, it was like, 28 ways? It was like 28 something ways to promote your upcoming masterclass. So, and then we 12 steps to increase your webinar registrations. But it's also about maintaining your participation. Like, we still have a 50% participation right now at this point. Impeccable content that keeps them engaged. I'm only going to teach you what it is that I do. And then I want you to have a no-brainer close. And remember that software, y'all, that I showed you how to automate the follow-up process. Is this good? Yes or yes? So the follow-up process is going to help you to increase your conversions after the actual webinar presentation. All right, so that's not it. Let me find my little mouse. That's not it. That's just the beginning. That's just the high converting webinar course. So if you do not have a course, I will give you access. If you take action today, right now while we are here, if you take action, I will give you how to create a course in 30 days or less. This is for you all that do not have a course. All right. This is only for those that do not have a course. Also, for those of you all for less than $1,000, I'm going to show you. I'll give you the follow-up sequence and email templates for higher conversion rate. Like, especially if you use a software that I have for the bonus, because I wrote it. All right. So I will have them put the follow-up sequence the same way that I'm tagging people. Like, I tag people based on registration, who showed up, who stayed to the end and didn't buy, who didn't come, who left early, all that stuff. 5 different ways, y'all. We actually put that sequence into your software system. And if you have another one, I have it in another software too. I try to make the work, like, I don't want you guys to have to work hard for that. Can y'all appreciate that? Yes. But there's follow-up emails. I show you the templates that I use to follow up with people. Even a sales conversation guide, I'll give y'all that. And so if you join today, so every Tuesday from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m., we have a live webinar success tribe monthly membership. You will get 3 months access to this live monthly call it's actually weekly call now. It used to be monthly, but we do it weekly. Where my tribe members, type tribe in the chat. But we got some tribe members on here. I see y'all, right? Yeah, type tribe in the chat. The tribe has been getting access to all the free training, to all my super friends. They get access to the membership area. So this is where you'll be able to come and ask questions about your PowerPoint. If you want to submit your PowerPoint and have me review it, my tribe members can submit it. So my high converting webinar members, you can submit yours as well. And I will review it and I will help you perfect it so that you too can have a webinar or a signature, let's call it a signature presentation that you can use if anybody invites you on their stage. That's the beautiful thing about this, y'all. I can use this same presentation. I can use this exact same presentation if someone asks me to come do a presentation to their audience. And that's what I want to help you do. I want you to be able to take this presentation, not only do it from the comfort of your home, but I want you to take this presentation. And if someone says, I want you to be on my summit, you're like, boom, I'm there. I have my signature presentation. Does that sound good for you? So whoever, what was this? This was this is a fast action bonus. So again, everyone that actually joins today, like click the button. Again, less than $1,000. I'm gonna show you the price. Give me a second. You'll get a 30-minute private jumpstart call. But listen, don't schedule the call until you've actually been through the process for about 30 days. Because I want to give you strategy and I don't want to overwhelm you. So I want you to be able to start the process before you and I get on the phone and I'm giving you strategy to implement in your business. Because the last thing I want you to do is become overwhelmed. All right. So we're going to recap what you're going to get. So you're going to get the high converting webinar course. For those that do not have a course, you're going to get my bonus of how to create a course in 30 days or less. I'm going to give you access to, it's already uploaded in the membership. So a follow-up sequence, emails, templates for higher conversion rates. We'll even, did I throw this in? We'll even like help you put your sequences together. And so if you join today, you'll get access to our Webinar Success Tribe monthly membership. But we meet weekly. But the end of every month, everyone hosts their webinar. I love it. And so if you take action today, you'll get a private one-on-one coaching session, a 30-minute session with me. Like crazy, y'all. And so listen, it's under $1,000, but click the join now button, because if you click the join now button, you can actually get started for as low as, let's see what happens when you click the button. I'm gonna go back. There he goes. All right, so you can actually get started for as low as $382.18. If you see the PayPal later, you can click on it. You might get approved for PayPal. You can pay it in full for $9.97. And I'm gonna show you what you get if you pay in full. But I want you to see the screen so that you can see. This is what you'll see. If you want to split them up, you can do 2 payments of $4.98. But let me go back real quick. So that's what you see when you click the join now button. If you don't see that button, you let me know. So some of you are going to take this information and you're going to try to do it on your own. I'm cool with that. Fine. Make sure you join Profit Producers group and let me know how it's going, right? But for those of you who want to be guided by the expert, you can either click the join now button or you can go to highconvertingwebinar.com. If you are one of my current clients, you get a discount on this program. For an example, I don't know if the tribe gets access to this. So if you wanted the course, you'll get a discount. If you've been through it before, and you still need help, just reach out to me, right? All right, so we're going to review real quick any questions that you have. So all of the training is already uploaded. We meet every Tuesday for Q&A at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right. You get step-by-step training on creating an irresistible offer. I am always updating the training because I am giving you access to so much. We do training on content marketing. We do training on marketing strategies. We're getting ready to do a content marketing training day for my Launch Intensive and Tribe members, right? So powerful promo. Where my slide go? Powerful promo to get people registered and stay to the end. And then I'll show you 12 to 21 steps to increase webinar registration, how to create impeccable content that keeps your audience engaged, and then creating the no-brainer close. Like, that's the most important piece, is the close where people say, oh my God, this is for me. So how many of you know that you're ready? I want you to type in the chat, I'm ready. And then we have a software. I've connected with a software that we use, that what you see right now. You don't have to use it, but we use it because it helps me segment out our list. One of the things that I just told you about Web 3.0 is that it's very hard to manage with the emails now and how they're changing the privacy rules. So I like to segment my lists with our webinar platform that we use. Make sense? All right, so these are the bonuses, and then any questions that you have, put them in the chat. I will answer them while we are here. Again, you'll get the bonus number 1, how to create a course in 30 days or less if you do not have a course. I'll always give you, when I say follow-up sequence, I mean email number 1, email number 2, email number 3, sales email 1, sales email 2, sales email 3. Like, I give you my copy. You plug and play. Don't use my copy. You plug and play and put your things. I even show you guys, I show my members a software that helps them come up with a copy. I ain't got time to be working hard. We work smart over here. Type work smart over here, right? So we all go in, we type in our our pain points, and we boom, it spits out sales emails for us. Can y'all say work smarter? Did I lose some of y'all? Y'all see here. And then 3 months access to our tribe. We got some of the tribe members here. I know y'all probably can't see the chat. My bad. For whatever reason, I didn't put the chat up. I thought the chat was accessed, but anyway, right? I thought the chat was accessible, but apparently y'all can't see it. All right. Apparently, I'm going to give y'all a whole webinar presentation, a slide where you can literally plug and play your content into my webinar presentation. I'll actually give you this presentation here. This is the most updated recent one, that you can take it and you can insert your information in there. Y'all like that? All right. So anyone that pays in full gets a 30-minute private jumpstart call with me. And here's the bonus. Da, 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 da. Somebody say bonus. So how many of you are familiar with Keep, or formerly known as Infusionsoft? So I have a super duper deal, and they still give this deal, where you get it for $49 for 3 months, and then it's $99. I paid $299 for it. So anyone who joins High Converted Webinar will get it if you want it. But you'll get it for $49 for 3 months. And then it'll be $99. Let me tell you what you get in that, because I think you get here it is. I think you get like 2,500 contacts. You get 2 users. I had to pay for my user, right? My additional user. You get 2 users. You get text messaging, 250 messages, and 2,500 contacts. It is $49.50 up front. So I'll put the link to this in our membership area. So that's the bonus that you'll get. There's not too many CRMs out here that you can get for like 2,500 names and text messages for $49.50 or $99. That's a steal. That's a steal. All right. So what questions do you have? That's your fast action bonus. You can click the button up below. Click the button up below. Click the button that says join now. Here is what you'll see for anyone. I don't know if I can show both offers. So I'm going to type it in the chat. But for anyone that wants a done for you, webinar. So I had to put it on here. So anyone that's like, look, I ain't trying to do this. You can do it for me. You and your team can do it. That's the course, high converting webinar. But if you want us to build your entire webinar funnel, registration page, sales registration page, thank you page, all your email copy, all of your technology set up. You can schedule a call. There's a button that says schedule a call. We do provide done for you. We only do two at one time. There is a significantly larger investment, but you can, I'll put it up there, or you can go to call DeKesha.com if you want a done for you solution. So we will build out the entire, we'll help you map out your webinar presentation. You got to come to the table though with your audience. You got to know your audience. You got to know your audience pain points, what they're struggling with. And I will show you how to put together, like our team will help you build the actual webinar presentation. Our team will design it. We'll custom design your sales page. We'll custom design your whole webinar registration funnel from the rooter to the tutor, from your registration, all the emails that go with it, all the sales emails that go with it, everything. So who is that? Kel, are you ready? Yvonne, you ready? Tammy, Deronda, Ashley, Evelyn, Lisa, all you guys, are you ready? You still hanging out with me? So somebody must be ready to make some money using webinars. Was this helpful? Yes or yes? I love it here. What questions do you guys have? Like I said, you'll get immediate access to the course. Go to highconvertingwebinar.com. You can get started for as little as $382 right now. If you are in the tribe, you want access to it, just hit me up and I'll give you the code that you can use, and it takes off a percentage of the investment. If you want a 4-pay, just shoot me a message. I can give you a 4-pay as well. I just need to know that that's what you want. But listen, y'all, like this is the way to go. You must have a webinar at every access point of your client journey. So even in the awareness stage, you can literally use a webinar in the awareness stage. You can use a webinar in the conversion stage. You can use a webinar in the consideration stage. Like I'm going to be teaching very soon 5 different types of webinars. So people that are in my product launch intensive course, they're developing 5 different types of webinars or signature presentations, because you need to have them at every entry point of the client's journey, right? And behind every single product launch is a high converting webinar. This is how we get leads on our list. This is how we get clients in our business. So I ain't gonna hold you long. I know we've been chit-chatting. I have thoroughly enjoyed you guys. Look forward to working with every single last one of you and congratulations for those of you all that decided to take that step. See you in class, not this coming Tuesday, but I'll see you in class Tuesday, right? So my name is DeKesha Williams, your virtual COO and webinar strategist. Be passionate, be purposeful, but more importantly, be profitable. I'll see you guys next time. God bless you.